tutorials for you guys about how to do things, hints and face cutting. I can show you those in other tutorials, but I'm wondering if I've made one for arches, because I know I made with proper holes in walls. That would be a good one right there, because you don't use the carve tool. So let's ignore the carve tool, because we don't want to keep saying carve tool, because if we keep saying carve tool, they're going to want to use the carve tool. Anyway, we don't like the walls, so we're going to retexture the frickin' walls. Browse. Oh, well, that's what I told you, man. It's going to be a tutorial, like a direct tutorial. So they want to know how to do shit. So we're going to, we have that, and we're going to put it over there. Right click, right click, right click. This is the single face tool, like toggle tool application. And this is the entire block tool, which we are going to use in a second for the ceiling. Because yeah, but this is actually faster, and my left hand is kind of hurting, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah. Okay, here's another thing that I do not like about Hollow. If I click the ceiling, it selects the entire block because it's actually still one block. We can ignore it by using the group ignore toggle tool and select the top. Or we can do this and say ungroup. Now this group and ungroup, you have to press them twice in Hammer of SourceSDK. 1, 2. If you don't, it won't actually work. So now we're actually ungrouped, as you can see. Okay. Now I want to choose a texture for this entire block. Browse. Down here you have the filter. This makes finding things in Source really easy. Tools. These are all of the tool textures that you will ever need. Here you have the player clip, and you won't need those. You'll need this. This texture is the equivalent to null in 1.6, but it's a little more, it's better, yeah. Trigger, skybox is what we want. There's also hint and skip, of course. Invisible, yeah. Block bullets, I guess we're not going to need that in Creed's Climbing. Yeah, you will need this texture for specific things, but I'll explain ladders in another tutorial. Because ladders in KZ mod, at least, are different than everybody else's ladders on the planet. So now I have that block selected. I have this skybox texture, and I'm just going to click the texture complete block tool. So now if I look at this thing from above, it's also textured like that above and on the sides. So we're good. Now we have our room that's complete. Now we need a spawn. We need the entity tool. Click that. Over here on this right side we have entities. You could actually put in prefabs or la, but we're going to stay on entities. This is all the shit in our FGD. Just a fast scan. But for fun purposes, we're just going to add an environment light. I have set this in the FGD to start out at 800 intensity and at white, of course. We're just going to leave it like that for now. 800 intensity is really well lit. It's very good. I don't think 1.6 has ambient light, but ambient light is actually the color and intensity of the shadows in the map. So if you have this color, it's actually going to be a dark black shadow. I know it's not black, but it turns out like that anyway. 60. Oh yeah, pink is sweet, dude. Yeah, like I really like some pink on my stuff because it's really cool like that. So, oh well, pitch is also quite important, as well as this black little thing right here. It's okay. The black thing, we'll just explain this, is according to the top view. Top view. So if I want it to shine off into this corner from the entity itself, I'm going to click up into this corner, so it's actually going basically in the same direction. So it's gonna be off into this corner, right? That's that. Now pitch is set at -80 because in I changed it to be like that because by default it was always -90, which is the light actually giving off its light straight down. Well, it all depends on where your sun is in your skybox texture. If you want to be that exact. So basically, to set even this one, the one in the black, the angle, you have to actually sort of look at where your skybox is, know where your geometry is, and then go back in here and then adjust it so that it's actually shining in the direction from where the sun is in the opposite direction. Yeah, go to school. Get real, yo. Because I've seen maps where you're standing in the map and the sun in the skybox texture and even the environment sun that he placed in the map for source was up on the left, and the shadows were also shining down to the left. So I was like, dude, get a life. So normally 180 is sort of like between 1 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and like 70 would be like 3 or 9 o'clock, sort of like getting off in this direction. Probably not that direct, but for like really shallow, you'll probably want like 50 or 60 for whatever. Anyway, yeah, more like 50 and 60 is more like 3 o'clock. But anyway, we're just going to leave that at 80 for right now, just because. It is a good idea to get into the habit of always pressing apply no matter what you change in entities in source. You don't always have to, but sometimes they don't actually accept. It's just a bug. But it doesn't happen very often, so don't worry about it. So yeah, we've got that. Now it's time to place the spawn with the entity tool as well. We're on light environment. We are going up to info player start. That is the only entity you need to place a spawn in Creed's Climbing 1.0 or any other version before it. Info player start. You notice that there's an info player seeker. This is especially made for 1.0 for seekers in Tag Arena. If you're making a Tag Arena map, you're going to want player starts and seeker starts not starting next to each other. So if you don't have any player seekers in the map, the seekers will also start at player starts. But if you want them well separated from the player start entities so that they have to go somewhere to find somebody, then you should use those. But for right now, we're using player start. We just slap it in the map. When I get closer to him, he looks like Gordon! Welcome, you pixelated fuck you. Damn! Just slapped it. Slapped that guy, man. Where's your gravity tool now, huh? No. Or what is it? Gravity gun? Fuck off. Anyway. It'd be like, okay, so he's in there, and I can like click on him and zoom in here a little bit and rotate him into the direction where my son is going. And since he was a bad student in school, I'm just going to put him off in the corner here and face the corner. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so anyway, that's all you need to start compiling this map, and literally I am not going to show you anything else in this tutorial because we need to get on to compiling. So save as another fucking map. But I'm not going to save it in there for this because I personally use a folder outside of the KZmod folder in case something ever happens to it. I'm good to go. Let's go back. Oh, whoops, not, what the hell? Excuse me, source mods, map VMF, and this is where all of my, or they're not only mine, they're everybody's maps for Creed's Climbing that are in the, or were in the Creed's Climbing mapping Obsession Soft development team. Another fucking map. Okay, so another fucking map is compiled. I'm turning that off and turning this off. Now, for you guys, you could use F9 while you're still in Hammer, but I suggest you do not do that because it requires a lot more setup than necessary. So what we are going to do is go to some website or like over here and say Nemesis, and it's already there, you saw it, batch compiler. Whoops, I missed the E. That's why it wasn't in there. See, now it's in there. Nemesis Batch Compiler. You're going to click that and then go straight here since you can see that I've already been there. So now you're on NEM tools. He has different things that you might want. BSP viewer is there, all for source. You're good to go. Yeah. Yep. And it's pretty damn easy to use. Um, I don't know if I have to go through it, but right here are the tutorials about how to install it and use it, I guess. Yeah. Setup. Let's go look at this before we get stupid and I do something I don't remember. The tutorial's there. I don't actually know if I need to go through this. Batch compiler. It's all quite simple. Do not use Quake Legacy tools. Do not use Source Tools Advanced. Just use Source Tools Normal, because these are actually no longer supported. You don't want to use zoners because those are actually for 1.6, because this also supports 1.6. You probably already have this. So, recommended for new users. No, don't laugh at noobs. Everybody started somewhere. Oh, elite spammers. I taught this dude right here how to map. That is so funny. And believe me, if any of you know him, go ahead and ask him. Yeah, just ask him which program, which project we worked on together. Oh yeah. Okay. Anyway, moving right along. Batch compiler options. Da, 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 da. You'll have to set up your stage paths. You'll have to click on each one of these and give the path for them. Zip is also in the same folder as this stuff. If you want to BSP zip your map, materials and things like that straight into the BSP. So yeah, variables, presets, whatever, you can do it how you want. He's going to show it to you in the thing, so they're all... Yeah. Okay. But for source, you actually don't need to use WADs unless you're porting your own 1.6 map, just to make that clear. Yeah, no, you're good. See, here's the thing where it needs to go. That's basically where it is. But after this bin, it's bin EP1 bin. Anyway, that's where our stuff is. As we showed you before, in this folder right here, this is where all the tools are. Steam apps, your name, SourceSDK, bin, EP1 bin. EP1 is the 2006 engine, just to make that clear. I'm sorry I said that at the very end. This is here's your XWAD. VVis, there is VROD and VBSP. These are the tools you need to find for that thing right there. And for the other one, VBS, the BSP zip is also in here as well somewhere. Do I have to look for it? There it is. BSP zip XA. Anyway, for special things, there's your GL view, which you might need if you really screw up something in your map and don't know how the hell to fix it. That's going to be necessary. So you'll have to download that. I just wanted to show you where it was. You'll just compile your stuff and your way, and I'll compile it my way right now for you. I'm going to find a fucking room and another fucking room. I'm going to compile both. No, I'm going to just do the one we just did. Select map, make batch, everything's already done for me, compile. I'm watching this. It's showing me a buttload of info. Quickly through and bounces, things like that. And it also copied that. If you do not see this at the bottom of your compile, it didn't actually copy it to the maps folder of the KZ mod folder. So now, let's see if this works. We are going to go to Creed Climbing 1.0 and see what our map looks like in-game. Because we want to make sure it worked and that the shadow is basically facing the direction we are facing when we join the map. Please load. You are now seeing the load procedure of 1.0. It's a little different than... Look, see? Volcano hop. It has a real volcano in it. Isn't it awesome? I know if you look at it, you recognize it, all you 1.6 guys. Can you hear the music? Okay, that's fine. Good. Oil rig. That was the last map I was fixing. Another fucking map. Okay, in here you've got all of your stuff, so that when you start your game thing, you've got these options in here. Most of them are not really that important, but you know. Okay, the problem is I hear that music and it's really loud, so I'm just gonna hurry up and press start this stuff. So we're off, and Obsession Soft proudly presents the game. Is it flickering?
It's not now, but it...
Okay. Whoa. Okay, why am I lag spiking? That's weird.
This map is awesome.
Isn't it awesome?
It is.
I'm lagging though. That's totally weird. So our shadow actually is going this way. You see what 70% does. It doesn't like bring it very far away from, or 80%. It doesn't bring it very far away from the wall. But it's a pretty good looking shadow. Shadow. Okay, so incredible map. I still wonder why everything is freaking out like this. It's probably because my start was kind of weird. Let's disconnect, create server, and do this again. It's still doing it. That's bunk. Anyway, whatever. Oh yeah, by the way, the first time you open the game, when you get in here, I'll just disconnect to show you the main menu. You can click the tutorial. If you click the tutorial, it's going to show you how to do nearly every discipline in the game. And it is actually a map that is worth a world record because it actually has a timer in it. There's an MP3 player that literally has 2 songs sung by myself and also partially created by myself. This one I helped create completely. This was a bass player that I knew. His name is Sammy Seyman, and thank you for permission for putting it in here. He actually released a record and had my voice on 2 songs. I'm actually rapping in that one. It's not about me, though. Turn that shit off. Yeah, wrap up a storm. No. Yeah, I need to see that. So, let me see. Can you hear the sounds of when I press this? You can hear that? Not as if... Okay, you know why you can't hear it? Because it was fucking muted. I'm sure everybody else can hear it because they're actually watching me. Anyway, every player has their own voice. So, like if you choose me, which would be the winter climber, because yes...
I remember that from the days.
Did you hear that? Listen to that. Wait a minute, hold on.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm ready. I bet you are. Here, okay. Now wait. Don't say anything. Just for 1 second. Listen to this. This is so funny.
Luke, I am your SoulFather.
I even say lol at the end of it. Look, that's literally my freaking face. That's so funny. Okay. Anyway, we got Homer. Yeah. Mr. Burns.
Excellent.
And we have Lara.
Ready when you are.
And a girl climber. And the new gangster. Huh? What do you mean? Did I clear that? No, we're a mod, dude. But I'll tell you what. If we have to go green light or something, I got to get rid of all the Simpsons and Lara. I'll only... No. Yeah. So some of the... Like, I want to show you something special with Homer, for example. Homer... Yeah. Yeah, really. The Homer model is the only one that actually has a special climbing tool. And you won't see it unless you have a Homer model, and it's the donut. You're running around with a freaking huge donut. Yeah. Okay. To explain all this stuff, I would like to show that we do have the Counter-Strike 1.6 dynamic crosshair, which when you jump and whatever gets bigger and smaller and all that stuff, and it actually has proper physics. But if you don't want that, then you can choose from different crosshairs that we've supplied. I used to always have just this red dot, but we'll put the dynamic on. You can also change the color of your name, and people that are looking at you in the game will actually see this in real time. Um, if you ever get the customize or custom overhead title pickup or medal shop award, you can save what you want to be said in it right here, and it will appear above your name when you activate it. Of course, since I'm the executive producer of the game, I have that. Save all, and I'm good to go. So, anyways, when I get on my fucking map, I will my other fucking map, you will see that.
Every time that you talk, stream fuckers.
Yeah, it could be, but now see that the donut even has it. The donut has its own decal here on the floor. It's pretty nasty. Isn't that cool? We're like paying attention to detail and shit. That's some love. Thanks to Raptor for that idea at all to do that. But okay, that was good stuff. Yes, I just
Definitely getting Casey
just donut decal, brother. Yeah, yeah. It's funny. Okay.
jump.
I mean, haven't you ever wanted to go up to a police officer and slap him with a donut? So you've been in jail a lot, I see. Anyway, and in real time during the game, I can actually go out here and change my donut to a katana, and change my katana to the CSS knife or the ice axe, which actually has 3 different skins: red, tan, and blue. As well as if I change my player model to me, I even also have red and tan. Most of you already know that if you've chosen the game before. But damn, I'm ugly.
Can't get buck tan. You must be kidding.
So, what do you mean tan, man? Everybody else gets red and blue. Okay,
And you get tan?
so you're saying I lag in the game here, so I'm going to get out because I don't want to ruin this. So we've seen the map.
Yeah, you're lagging.
We compiled a map. We had some fun. We've seen the Hammer editor and all that good stuff. Is anybody wanting anything else? Because I don't know how long I want to do this. SoUlFaT? Yeah, from the video, right? I'm seeing now in the comments. Very low. How to do mountains in SDK? Is it the same triangle method like 1.6?
It's a good question.
It is a good question, and okay.
It's over quiz for sure.
Okay, well, what I'm curious about is that guy still here who asked the question. If he is, he should reply now and say yes.
It's
Is Mulwitz still here? He must be because he said, "Why does the hammer model?" Yes. Okay. Why does the Homer model have white fingers? He doesn't have white fingers. He has yellow fingers. I don't know why they look white to you. It must be your monitor setting.
all the fucking Simpsons have white.
No, it actually doesn't. So now that we've been there,
They do.
okay, hold on.
On top of everything.
Mox, shut your ass up and let me talk. Okay, watch. Since I've already opened the SDK, I don't need to open the whole program. I just right-click this and look at the top list. It shows all the things that I've played before. No, I did not get this off of Humble Bumble. I bought it before that. SourceSDK. Mm-hmm. Hammer. We're going to open another fucking map. The displacement feature is what we are going to show now. How to turn a regular block into a displacement. Yeah. Okay, to make things go a little quicker, I'm going to copy this block into here. I hope you can see this well. And just kind of like put it out to there. And lower it a bit. Whoops. Hello. I'm going to lower it a bit so that we have a mountain sticking out there. And browse for some... That's a blend. We're going to use a blend because this is a grass and rock blend. We're going to do something very cool. We're going to cover this entire block in our blend texture. Now, what I'm actually going to do is I'm only going to select these two visible faces and turn them into a displacement, which means the back of this will completely disappear. But you want to make sure that before you turn a block into a displacement that you do not have no draw texture. You remember the no draw texture? In here in tools, it's the replacement for the null texture, no draw. You want to make sure you do not have that no draw texture on any face of your block that's going to be a displacement. Okay, enough said. I'm going to pick my selection tool, my face edit, and left click there. I'm going to hold control and click that one so that I have only these two faces selected. And now I'm going to click displacement tab and then say create. A power of 3, 2, and 4 are possible. The higher the number, the finer the displacement is going to be, but we don't want that. So now that you've seen it, you can come down here to attributes power, go 3 and apply, and it gets a little bigger. And for the purpose of this, I'm going to make it really big. So
you don't actually have to make no textures at the back to make better FPS.
no. And now that we're on the null texture philosophy, if you fly into the edge of this block, you can see the end of that one. I have not put null texture on it. In the source engine, you do not need to no draw every single face that you do not see as a player in your map. That is old fucking school shit. You can just leave it textured however it was. It does not fucking matter. Because what the source engine does not see, or allow you to see, it will not render, which means that entire face will just disappear and look like the blackness out there. Like you see the back of our displacement has completely disappeared, and if I fly into the block, I don't see it. It does that to faces that are not seen. Yeah, it's already optimized for you. So now that I've got my block, it is still perfectly square. I'm going to go to the paint geometry, face normal, axis, which means the direction of which it's going to turn. If you fly close to your little thing, the yellow arrow is showing which direction you choose in the axis thing. If I choose the x-axis, you can see it's kind of going through here and pointing in this direction. So if I use my buttons, it's going to go in and out in this direction, which I will do. Right click sends it outward. I can just pull this face out. Now if that's too small or whatever, this little green stuff, that's your spatial radius. I can make it really big and move a couple of vertices at the same time. Everything that's inside the green will move with it. So when I click this, watch, all of these are going to move with it, including the one at the back, because I'm too big. One click. See this?
This looks like a dream compared to snapping through.
Yeah, but see now once I've done that, I've kind of ruined it because it's now separated from the wall. So I can do one of two things. I can reduce my spatial to a very small enough to use just this little vertex right here and extend it back into the wall, or try and get as close to on the wall as possible so I don't have too much texture stretching, because when you pull out, see this, it stretches the texture. So we don't want to have too much texture stretching, so we've left it just slightly embedded in the wall. I can make it each click go even less by reducing the distance to 1, and it's going a really small amount per right click. If I left click, it goes out. If I right click, it goes in. And that matters for all